Hello again, here to teach you some multiplying for integers. Okay, here are the rules. You already learned this one. In elementary school, you multiplied a positive number times a positive number, and you got a positive number. So now, if you multiply a positive with a negative, your final answer is negative. If you multiply a negative by a positive, your final answer is also negative. And two negatives multiplied get a positive. Those are the same rules if I were to put a division sign in there. So I'm going to start with some really easy problems, but then we're going to make this a little bit more difficult. Okay, so there are the rules, and we have 8 problems. First, I'm going to say 9 times 5 is 45. Then I'm going to say a positive times a negative is a negative. I think that's the easier way to do it. That's my opinion. You'll get the hang of it kind of as you go. 8 times 7 is 56, and a negative times a positive is a negative. Notice how I'm showing these in parentheses, and I'm showing these with a dot. Notice I didn't show any with a multiplication symbol. This is just to remind you that a positive times a positive is a positive. Okay, in this one, 9 times 8 is 72, and a negative times a negative is a positive. Don't put a plus sign there. There's that invisible plus sign. Okay, 11 times 10 is 110, and then a positive times that negative is a negative. So now I'm getting into 3 numbers. Here's how I like to do it. Okay, first I'm going to just, I'm going to kind of treat this like order of operations, right? I'm going to just do that. A negative times a negative is a positive. 8 times 3 is 24. 24 times, okay, that's the invisible multiplication sign, negative 2 is negative 48. 8 times negative 1 is negative 8. Negative 8 times 6 is negative 48. 4 times 9 is 36 times the negative, but I didn't even need to do all that. Once I saw the 0 there, I knew my whole final answer was 0. Okay, now I'm going to take this and I'm going to apply it to evaluations. This is the real stuff. I just gave you the easy stuff. This is now the real stuff, the good stuff. Okay, so careful with this. You have to substitute in with a negative. I'll show you why. I mean with parentheses. Okay, these are evaluations. We did this at the beginning of the year and we did it with just all positive numbers, but now I'm going to do it with negative numbers. So x is negative 4. You have to substitute in with parentheses. This means negative 4 times negative 4, which is positive 16. Careful, if you do this, negative 4 squared is 16. I'm going to mark this wrong because it's wrong. Here's why. This means square the negative 4, right? 4 times 4 is 16, and then apply the negative sign. So negative 4 squared is negative 16. This is wrong, and I'll mark it wrong. You have to substitute in with parentheses. We are squaring the whole package. We did this earlier in the year. We are squaring the whole package of 4, and the whole package of x, is a negative 4. So this is where you'll get tricked. If you show me this, I can't give you credit for it, even though you say, oh, I got 16 as my final answer. Careful with that. Okay, these get really tricky. They look really easy. I see kids fly through these and tell me how easy they are, but then they get it wrong and don't know why. So stay with me here. Okay, number 2. X is a package of -4 times Y is a package of -3. -4 times -3 is a +12. I love number 1. Number 2 is too easy. Okay, number 3 means X times Y times Z. -4 times -3 is a +12. 12 times 2 is 24. Probably pretty easy. Okay, so far I love number 1 and I'm going to love number 4. Those are a little easy. I just wanted to make sure you also know how to do some easy ones. Okay, negative, y is a -3 to the 3rd. Do not make these two a positive. If you do, you're not following order of operations. You have to do this exponent first. So I'm going to do -3 times -3 times -3. This makes a +9. This makes a -27. And -27 negated is 27. Okay, so be careful. And I know what you're going to say. If you make these two a positive, you get 27 anyway. Okay, what if, I'm going to squeeze in another number. What if I said -y squared? What if I said that? That would mean I have -3 squared. -3 times -3 is +9. So this answer is -9. Okay? So you have to be careful with this one. If you just made those two negatives a positive, you would get that one wrong. So be careful when you're substituting in. Number 5 is -5 times -4, right? There's that invisible multiplication sign for this evaluation. Final answer is 20. Loving number 6. -2 times -4 squared. Okay, plugging in. Okay, we're going to follow order of operations. Kids will say to me, when do we follow order of operations? You always follow the order of operations. Don't do 2 times 4 is 8. We're going to square -4 first. So -4 times -4 is a +16. So it's this -2 times this -16 is a +32. Here's the good news about these. If I'm going too fast, you could always rewind it and watch it again. Number 7, 8 times -3 squared. Again, don't do this multiplication first. That's not following order of operations. I have to square -3. -3 times -3 is +9. So it's 8 times 9 is 72. See how these can look really easy? The numbers are not big, but if you don't do it in the right steps, you're not going to get it right. -7 times -3 squared. Okay, again, do this -3 squared, which I already know is 9. So -7 times 9 is a -63. How are we doing? Okay, and number 9, 8 times x, substituting in. I told you at the beginning of the year, always show the substitution step. Okay, so let me remind you, always show this substitution step. You know if you skip steps, I won't give you credit. So I'm going to follow order of operations. I'm going to do this multiplication. Positive times negative is negative. 8 times 4 is 32. And I'm going to do this multiplication. Okay, now this is tricky. Now I'm going back to adding integers, and I get -38. So this is tying together evaluations that we did at the beginning of the year, and now adding, subtracting, multiplying, and multiplying, we didn't do division yet, of integers. Okay, we will practice this again. Have a good day. Bye.